Hello and welcome to episode 15 of the Graceful Tangle podcast. I'm Amy Kate, a young but passionate knitter and crocheter. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're looking for me on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Etsy, Ravelry, and Pinterest as TheGracefulTangle. On Ravelry and Etsy, you can find and purchase my knit and crochet patterns. And also on Ravelry, you can find the Graceful Tangle podcast group and join in on all of the fun chatter we have going on over there. So again, thank you so much for joining me today. If you haven't already, I would love it if you took a moment to subscribe to my channel. And then don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you get notified each and every time I upload a video. I also have show notes for this podcast, which you can find by clicking the link in the description box below. And then you'll be directed to my blog where I have a post all about those. So be sure to check that out if you would like links or more details on anything that I talk about today. So before I jump right into the episode, let me just preface this by saying that I did start college this past Wednesday, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later actually, but I just want to tell you right now that you're probably going to see that in my progress this week. I do not have as much time to just knit and crochet as I usually do right now. I am working on obviously college stuff, but also a ton of stuff for the Graceful Tangle behind the scenes. So I am still in the process of kind of forming a schedule and routine that allows me to get everything I need to get done, but then also have some time to just, relax a little bit and knit and crochet and make some progress on some projects. So with that being said, I do not have any finished objects to show you today. However, I do have a few exciting works in progress that I have made a good chunk, that I have a good amount of work done on them. So let's hop right in to talk about those. Alrighty, so I have 4 projects that I want to talk to you guys about today. Also first, before I forget, this headband that I am wearing, I'll take it off and show it to you actually because it's kind of fun. So this is the, a May scarf that I made using the May scarf pattern, which is a pattern by Stitchberry blog. I will link that in the show notes, so be sure to check it out. But this is just a really simple double crochet, I think she calls it fingering weight yarn. This I used some yarn that I gave away some of it for my 100 subscriber giveaway, and I guess it's a fingering weight. It's kind of thick to be fingering, but I was definitely successful making these, and I have made a lot, like, I don't know, at least 20 I would imagine, of these scarves, and they're really nice. So it's just with this really long chain, and you start here at the bottom and do increases on the edges, make it a little bit wider, and then you can wear it over, you can tie it around your bun or like ponytail. I like tying it around my head like this, and then doing one more knot after that one. Like so. I think they're super cute. I really enjoy wearing these. But yeah, I also like tying them around my ponytail. I like letting the ends kind of dangle down. But yeah, that's my headband. If you are curious, I highly, highly recommend that pattern. Again, it is super simple, and it will be linked in my show notes. Alrighty, so with that out of the way, let's actually talk about some works in progress. So I am working on my socks still. These are the socks that I started for Nitty Natty's Sock Week 2020. And they're going really well. I was hoping to get the second one done today, or done this week, but that did not end up happening, which is fine. So this is the first one. So I knit this during Sock Week. I used the Crazy Sock Ladies tutorial for 9-inch vanilla socks, but I did make a couple of modifications. I am using a size 0 needle instead of a size 1. I did a 2x2 cuff instead of a 1x1 rib, and then I also did an afterthought heel. So yeah, just a couple modifications, but I really like how this sock fits me. It's really, really nice, and I love this yarn. I really love this yarn. So the second one, I made a good bit of progress on it. I just have not finished it yet, but here's what it looks like so far. So I have gotten past the point where I'm going to insert the heel, which I believe, yes, it's right in between, going to be right in between these, this purple stripe and this blue stripe to make the socks match, which they're going to match perfectly, and that makes me so happy. I'm so excited about that. Technically they're like one row off because this gray, this is actually kind of a funny story. So I don't really think I care if my socks match, but if they don't match, I want them to completely not match. So like I would hate for, on this sock, like this one, I would hate if it started on, if the leg, so after the cuff, started on the gray stripe versus this orange and white stripe. I wouldn't like that because that would be one stripe off. But if it started on like the purple stripe or something, I don't think that would bother me as much because it would be completely offset and they would still go together, they just wouldn't be identical. But once I kind of did a little bit of work with the ball of yarn and I realized that they could match, I decided to go for it and try to make them match identically and perfectly. And so I cast on with the gray like I did before, and then I thought that this gray was a little bit longer than it actually is. And so I actually knit a full round with the tail from the cast on because I had a lot left, and I mean, this is a really good length of the tail, and I knit a full round with this. However, technically, I don't really think I needed to do that because now this gray is 3 rows or 3 rounds, and this gray is 2 rounds. So they're like 1 round off. But it's okay. It really doesn't matter. And once you get a little bit further, like they completely line up with the other colors. So I think this gray was just a little bit shorter to begin with, is my guess. I think this is where the ball started, and so that gray just ended up not being the same length as the other gray sections. That would be my guess, but I don't really know. Anyway, there's my hilarious story for the day, I guess. But I have made a good bit of progress on these. I'm really hoping to get this second sock done this week and then have the finished pair to enjoy this fall. I will say this kind of bothers me just a little bit, but there's not really anything I can do about it, so it doesn't really matter. But on this, yeah, you can see it really good on camera. It's not that pronounced in person, I don't think, but this green stripe, you can see this white line, and that is a spot of the yarn that did not catch any of the dye. So there's a couple of things I could do. I know some people, when they have had this happen, they have used a Sharpie and actually colored over those stitches just a little bit to help it blend in more. And I could use the green Sharpie and do that, and I might. I guess that wouldn't rub off or wash off in the wash. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't done a lot of research into that, but it's a little bit unfortunate, especially since it's not on this sock and I haven't come to another spot. You can see, like, in that one section there were a few blips where there wasn't any dye, but it's okay. And then there's a stitch on the back too, right here. But it's okay. Once it's on my foot, I don't think I'll be able to tell too badly, especially where it is. It's like right above the heel, so it'll probably be wrinkled anyway, because that's the spot that's usually baggy on me. But they're good. They're fun. I'm fully enjoying working on them. I have this much yarn left, which is fine, but I am going to have to use another ball of this yarn, or at least start using another ball of this yarn, because this is not going to be enough, unfortunately, to finish this second sock. So I will have to use another ball. I actually have to find another ball, because I know that I have more of this yarn, but I cannot find it. So I'm going to have to look intently for that, I guess, later, but I have this much left still, so I can finish it first. And hopefully I'm going to try to make them match, of course, from now on. The heels, though, I don't mind if the heels match, so I'm not going to try too hard on that, but I would like the rest of the foot to match. Alrighty, so that's my socks. Again, I'm really hoping to have those done this week. And then I'm also wanting to kind of figure out a method that works for my socks that only uses 50 grams of yarn. So whether that is using a contrasting color for the heels or cuffs or something, I want to try to figure that out, because that would be really, really nice, especially if we're using Knit Picks Felici for socks, which is something that I really, really want to do here in the near future. Alrighty, my next work in progress is my test knit. So this is the Beginner Raglan Stockinette Light. Let me see if I said that right. My Beginner Raglan Stockinette. That's what the pattern is called. And this is a test knit for Chantal of Knititude, and it's going so well. So I have made a lot of progress on this project this week, which is really nice. So I have the entire body done, which you can see. And I have one sleeve. I knit the sleeve yesterday, and I'm so happy I was able to get it done. And then I also started this second sleeve, and I am now finished with the decreases. So now I just have to knit, knit, knit until it is the same length as this sleeve, and then this sleeve, you can see it, and then do the ribbing and bind off, and it'll be done. And then I'll be blocking this and getting some good pictures of it. I'm really excited. It fits me really well. Also, I have tried it on a couple of times, and I like the way that it fits. It's not super oversized, which is generally what I prefer, but I do really like the way that it fits. So I'm happy that it fits to begin with. It is supposed to. I mean, it's my size, but still, I'm really thankful that it fits. The yarn that I am using is Universal Yarn. Let me show you the ball. Universal Yarn Deluxe Worsted Superwash. This is the color Forest, I believe. Yes, Forest. And this is 220 yards per 100 grams. And I am using, I'm on my third skein right now for this whole sweater, which is really exciting. I'm certain that I will not need this fourth skein. I have this much left of my third skein and just like half of my sleeve. So this is going to be plenty. So I hope to, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to have a little bit left of this one too, I think. So maybe I will make a hat or a cowl. I don't know. I need to figure that out. But I love this yarn. I love this color. It's been so fun to knit with. I'm really excited about this sweater. So this will be the last time that you see this before the pattern is released, because I'm not going to show it completely finished until it is released, just to build up the excitement a little bit. But yeah, love this sweater, and I'm really excited to get it done very soon. Alrighty, my next work in progress is also a test. This is a test crochet project, and I have made a lot of progress on this. And this will also be the last time that you see this project as well, because it is super close to being done. Okay, so this is my test for Melissa of Wooden Wool, which I am just so grateful to be able to test for her. It has been so much fun, and I love this top. So this is the box top pattern. It is worked in 2 pieces, and I have both of the pieces done. So I had the back panel done last week, which looks like this. Is this the right side? Yes, but it's upside down. Here we go. This is the back panel. So it's going to go across my back, and it's going to be very boxy, which I love. I am really, really, really excited to wear this. So this is the back, and then this is the front. I had just started this last week, and it is now done. There's a little bit of shaping here at the top, but not much at all. I'm very impressed with how little it takes. I love the construction of this, and I have learned so much about it for like future projects and future designs maybe. Obviously, I'm not going to copy, you know, her numbers or anything like that, but I've just learned a lot about the construction of a sweater like this, which is really exciting. So yes, I have finished the top or the front, and I did the shaping. Now all that's left to do is seam it together. So I have to seam the shoulders and the sides. I was trying to hold it up so that you could see kind of what it's going to look like, but I'm failing drastically. Okay, here we go. So I have to seam the shoulders and the sides of the sweater. So all along this side, up until the armholes, and then the shoulders. And then I will add a little neckline and some sleeves, but the sleeves are just a couple of rows, I think. I haven't looked that far in the pattern much to be able to know exactly what they are, but I know that it's not long sleeve. It's like 3 rows or something like that, probably even less. But yeah, really excited for this. I really can't wait to wear this project. I almost forgot to tell you what yarn I'm using. I am using Knit Picks Cotton Reflections in the color Eclipse Reflections. I had a lot of this yarn left over from a design that I recently released, and so I used it to make this sweater, and it is now almost gone. I did a big swatch for future design with it, and then I did this whole sweater, and I have this much left, which I think is going to be a little bit dusty, and it has some cat hair on it. Shocking, I know. Oh, that's not cat hair, that's my hair. Oops. Okay. Anyways, I have this much left, which I think is going to be the perfect amount for the necessary edgings that I have to do, which is really, really exciting. I was a little bit worried there for a little bit that I would have to rip out that big swatch that I did, which would have been fine, but I'm looking at it on the blocking mats right now, and I would rather not have to rip it out because it is super helpful. So I'm really grateful that I don't have to do that. Alrighty, and then my last work in progress is my sample knit. So this is a sample knit for Sorella yarn. I am making the Seaside Sweater. This is the child size, or the child version. I'm making the 4 to 5 year size. But this is a sample knit for Sorella yarn, so I'm using their fingering weight, which is so exciting. I love this project. I have not had a lot of time to work on it, but I have made a little bit of progress, and I'm hoping to make a good chunk on this, or get a good chunk of this done this next week. But here's my progress. So I have joined in the round. I don't remember exactly where I was last week, but I have joined in the round, knit flat for a little while. So I've joined in the round. Here's my button band, and I have started striping. The stitches are really squished on the needles because I'm still on the raglan increases, but you can see the stripes there. I'm on my second contrasting color stripe, and I am almost done, finally, with the raglan increases. And then I will just be cruising down the body, which is going to be so mindless and so enjoyable, and I'm so excited. I love knitting stripes in the round. I also learned a new technique for making your stripes not jog. So when you're knitting in the round, you're technically working in a spiral. And so if you work stripes, there will be a little jog at the beginning of the round, and it is honestly super annoying. It's fine if you can't see it, but if you can see it, it's very jarring and kind of messes up the stripes completely, which is frustrating. But I learned this new method. Let me find my beginning of round so I can show you. It is from Petite Knit, where there's a little tutorial on their blog. But here is my beginning of round, and you cannot tell that I joined a new color. I mean, it obviously changes, but there's no jog. And I hadn't learned that technique before, so I'm really excited to learn it and implement it into future projects. I learned a new technique, or a different technique a while ago on how to try to avoid that jog. And it did work, but it involved slipping a stitch, and then it was just tighter in that section, which was a little bit annoying. But this isn't tighter. I love this new technique. I'm really excited about it. So if you check out this pattern, it is included in the pattern, and then they also have a little tutorial on their website. Petite Knit does. So you can check it out over there. But yeah, I really like this project. I'm really enjoying it. I'm really hoping to get some more work done on it this week and then get it sent off to them. I've had it for a couple weeks now, so I would like to get it done soon, even though, you know, there's not a lot of pressure in terms of a deadline. I am sure that she is intending for it to be for this fall, so I'm excited to get that back to her. Alrighty, so that is all for works in progress. I also do not have any design talk to talk about with you this week, which is crazy. I know it's the first episode that I haven't had any, but I'm working on a lot of things. Trust me, I'm not quitting design or anything like that, but a lot of things are secret right now, so I just want to kind of keep them under wraps for just a little bit longer until I know more, and then I will be sharing some super exciting things with you guys. So let's just jump right into devotion. So for my devotional this week, I wanted to talk a little bit about the importance of starting something new and something hard on the right foot. So like I mentioned earlier in this episode, and that is something that has kind of been the theme of a couple of my videos, I've mentioned it, I have started college this past Wednesday. So this is obviously a huge step, a new journey, a new chapter opening, and I'm so excited about it and so grateful for the opportunity and for this scholarship that has allowed me to really go to college. However, it is hard. Capital H, hard. I am getting a 2-year associate's degree in accounting technology, which I am really, really excited about. It is going to help me run my business smoother. It will also be easy to get a job after college. If you know, the need be, of course, the dream is to be able to run this business full-time and, you know, partner with companies, work here on YouTube, but that is not quite sustainable yet. So I am planning on getting a career after college in the accounting field to kind of sustain myself until this business really flourishes enough for it to be a sustainable profit. But alongside that, because of the pandemic, most of my classes are online. I have one class that is in person and that I am so grateful for. I attended that class. It was like really an orientation. It was abbreviated, but it was really good. This on Wednesday, the day that I started, and it was so amazing. I absolutely love my professor. He is helpful and encouraging, and he really does want to teach the material, and he wants you to learn the material, not just, you know, kind of get it in your head and pass a test. He wants you to actually learn it, which is something that I really appreciate. But anyway, I'm so grateful for that class, but because most of my other classes and the assignments and coursework for that one class, which is my accounting class, is online. The rest are online. And so there's a lot that goes into having this online. You have so many different accounts and systems that you have to learn how to work and manage and keep up to date on all of the announcements and chats and things like that, and staying communicated with your professor and your classmates, and it's hard and it's a lot to wrap your brain around. And Wednesday was extremely stressful. It was very, very exciting as well. I had a pattern release that went absolutely amazingly. It was my most successful pattern to date, which is just incredible. But in terms of, you know, college life and school life, it was definitely a hard day. Again, it was an amazing day, but it was hard. It was stressful. And as I was kind of thinking about that day and thinking of, I guess, what could have gone better, really, I realized that at the same time I didn't really want to change anything, because even though some things could have gone smoother and I could have had my head on a little straighter the entire day, let's be honest, it was a good start. It was kind of an awakening that this is not going to be easy. It's not going to be smooth, but God's grace has got me, and it's never ending, and I don't deserve it, but I have it, and I will accept it, because I know that I'm not perfect, and that I was not created to do this alone, and that I'm not gonna do this alone. So I just want to encourage you by saying that no matter what you're going through, or whether that's starting this new school year differently, or starting your job back differently, or starting a new job differently, all because of this pandemic, know that it will end eventually, and God is so much bigger than it. Isaiah 40:31 says, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary, and they will walk and not be faint." And I have thought about that verse multiple times, and I love it. I think it's so true. It's kind of saying that, again, no matter what you're going through, He's so much bigger, and He will give you the strength that you need to help you through it. And so this college journey is not going to be easy, but again, I am so grateful for it. I'm so excited for it. This week is kind of the week that everything starts. You know, the past 3 days have really been learning the ins and outs of all of the different systems and the technology side of it. I did that first class of kind of like an orientation and meet the professor and that sort of thing. But this next week is everything's kicking off. We're starting the first chapters. I have my first math quiz this next Friday, which I'm really nervous about. It's the first one and I'm already nervous about it, but that's okay. I can do it. So again, I just want to encourage you that God is bigger than whatever you're going through, and He is always with you. So with that, I just want to thank you so much for watching me talk about all of these things with you guys. I love, love, love having this podcast and being able to share these things with you. So let me know in the comments below what you are working on right now. I love hearing about all your projects and starting a little chat down there. So be sure to let me know, and then also subscribe if you haven't already, and check out the show notes over on my blog. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you all again next time. Bye.